All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, call on Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, giving all love to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and God of Gods. Much love to his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Shout out to the elect, whoever they may be among Israel. Much love to the prophets, whoever they may be among Israel. Shout out to the Akim, the brothers that's in the word. Whether you be from a camp or not, you still follow law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai with all your heart. And you go to the highways and byways, you do the work, and you do everything in your power to show Yahweh Shem Yahushai that you love him and you fear him. Much love to the Akwaf, the beautiful women that's in the word, and whether you got a man or not, you still fear the law, statutes, and commandments. If you have Hashem Yahushai, you listen and you learn in silence. Coming back at you with another video. The episode is called The Truth About the Devil and Hell. And this might be a quick one because it's not much, but you know, it is exposing a lot of things that's coming out to light, coming out to be. Looking at this guy's channel and his Bible story, and as you can see, it says Satan was not evil, the God of the Bible is a liar. That's not the case. Yahweh Shem Yahushai never lies, and throughout the whole entire Bible, what people like this guy don't know is that the Bible is a duality book. It speaks about past and the future. It speaks about the beginning and the end. It speaks about good and evil, and it speaks about lie and truth. So it is doubled at some time at in certain points of the Bible. You know, certain scriptures can go here or there. You know, like per se, like the story with Adam and Eve, and like I said, good and evil. The Bible was repainted. The image was repainted by Christian ideology. So when people actually think that Adam was the first person created, they literally believe that without reading the Bible correctly, because the Bible is very symbolic, very mysterious. You know, it keeps it keeps the parables locked until Yahweh Shem Yahushai sends you an angel to unlock these parables and these precepts so you can understand them. And with the right teachings, you can see good and evil. So, you know, it's a pretty spiritual book. You know, at the end of the day, the Bible is low-level spiritual power for the children of Israel, and it gives them that ability to see good and evil. You know, see spirits, in a sort of not like really see them, but in a sort of way. You know, to see spirits, to see the spirits of people, understanding behavior. You double-minded men, reprobate-minded men. You know, you see truths and where people don't. You start to have more of an understanding of the world around you. It opens you up to a lot of things, you know. So let me get one of those scriptures before we get started. And this right here is very important. So we're going to go to, let me see if I got my Bible with me. We will journey to, I got it. I think chapter Isaiah. Go to Isaiah. Let me get to my chapters. This beautiful book. Isaiah 4:04. I gotta get to All right, we in Isaiah chapter 404. No, Isaiah is where it starts at 404, and we're gonna make our way to 29, verse 29, verse 11. It says we could start at we can actually start at 29 and go on down. It says, woe to Ariel, the city where David dwelt. It says, add ye year to year, let them kill sacrifices, yet I will distress Ariel, and there shall be a hearing, no, a heaviness and sorrow, and it shall be unto me as Ariel, and I will camp against thee round about, and will lay a siege against thee with a mount. It says, and I will raise forts against thee. This could be talking about America now, because David is the line of Israel, so he could be speaking about the children of Israel in this, But let me hurry up and get this video started, but I need to get these precepts out. It says, and thou shalt be brought down, and shalt speak out of the ground, and thy speech shall be low out of the dust, and thy voice shall be as if one that hath a familiar spirit out of the ground, and thy speech shall whisper out of the dust. Moreover, the multitude of strangers shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones shall be like chaff that passeth away. Yeah, it shall be at an instant, suddenly. So that, he is talking about America, talking about the nuclear day. It says, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of armies with thunder, these terrible storms that came upon the world, and with earthquake. We had an earthquake in California and other various places. California, a certain part in California had a 7.0, which is a pretty fat earthquake, but it didn't do much damage. But they're gonna get bigger. It says, and great noise with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. It says, and the multitude of all nations that fight against Ariel. It says, even all the fight against her and her munition, and that distress her shall be as a dream of a night vision. It says, it shall be even as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh, and his soul is empty. Or as when a thirsty man dreameth, and behold, he drunketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he is faint. It says, and his soul hath appetite, so shall the multitude of the nations be that fight against Mount Zion. It says, it shall be as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh, and his soul is empty. Or as when the thirsty man dreameth, and behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he is faint, and his soul has appetite. So shall be the multitude of nations be that fight against Israel. That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to come because they know that the Israelites got the true birthright, and they know who they really are. So they're going to come up from the nations are going to come up to America, which is Babylon, and attack the children of Israel. That's exactly what's going to happen. Now, the way it's going to happen is through trade, economics, with money. America being a tyrant right now, they doing all of these sanctions, and they are bankrupting different nations, even their own, even their allies. So it wouldn't be no surprise that these people finally stand up against America and their tyranny. But like I said, the Bible is duality. At the same time, the Lord is going to punish the wicked 2/3, and he's going to liberate the 1/3 that believe in his name and in the new covenant. They're going to be liberated, and everybody else is going to be destroyed at the coming invasions to come. China, Russia, we all know, Red Dawn event, Cuba, they side with China, with Russia, and Mexico, these places, Canada, these places will surround this place and destroy it. So it says, stay yourselves and wonder cry out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For Yahweh hath poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and he hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. Right. So this is what a normal person, and what I'm about to show you in this video, a normal person will read this and it would have an understanding that this happened, during the time when David was around, and Ariel is an actual place, in the past, which it is true. It is an actual place in the past, and this happened a long time ago. But they wouldn't understand because they don't have the spirit. Like he said, he put a deep sleep on them, so they don't understand and they don't see. So any person that do read this Bible that's in Christianity and rehabilitated, as what I would call it, they wouldn't be able to have an understanding of this book, and they actually think that we making it up, or this is just another religion, or this is another belief, or lies. But so far so good. The Bible has been on track, but like I said, it's not going to make sense if the Lord didn't allow it to make sense to you. So if it's sealed, you're going to read it just like a regular book. You're not going to get a message out of it, but if it's unsealed, and you'll be able to get that understanding and get that training, but by the prophets who are the angels on the earth, and you will be able to read this book and get everything from it. Get like it says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding shall be the stability of times, the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is a treasure. So the knowing us and Israelites, knowing the truth about this, the book, and what the message truly means is a way of us having to the book being unsealed, so we can understand. So it says, I'm getting to my point, and I'll let the clip roll. It says, for the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, he hath covered. Right. Nobody, if you're not in the truth, you won't understand what's going on. It says, and the vision all has become to you as the words of a book that is sealed. It says, which men deliver to one another that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. It says, wherefore Yahweh said, for as much as this people draw near to me with their mouth, and their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. There you go. So they misguided within the word. They don't understand the word. Like you go to a Christian church and you be a part of their religion, and they actually leave out a lot of the precepts, and they only read prosperity doctrines and ways to improve your life, and tell you that God is nothing but love, and you are literally directed by this teacher or this preacher to whatever scripture you go to, and when I was young, they used to actually train them to do that, and they were like, oh no, don't read the Old Testament, stay in the New Testament. The Old Testament don't matter, it's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo or whatever. Stay in the New Testament, read the New Testament. And they would guide them from precept to precept within the New Testament, talking about prosperity. Just one time in my entire time of being in church, I only heard the doctrine about hell and about the apocalypse, but it was just a way to scare people or to hype them up whenever they doing these weird ritual dances, and they dancing around. They not even listening to a word that he's saying. But when I was a child, that's the only time that I heard it, one time. And ever since then, he never spoke of it again. He never talked about the end times like that. He never talked about the truth about the Bible. He never talked about none of that, because at a point in time, he probably didn't know, but if you being an adult, you looking for the truth, probably had internet, probably heard about Great Millstone and all of them that started all of this back in those days, but still, his job was to make sure that you only knew the prosperity, God is all love, the 7 year tribulation, rapture, or um, New Covenant, no, I mean New Testament, all that shit right there. So they being taught by people that don't care about them, and they being misguided, and they don't know the Bible. So I'll let this play now. Sorry.
In the story, a powerful narrative that shapes our understanding of morality, justice, and divinity. But what if that story isn't as straightforward as it seems? What if the character we've been taught to fear the most, the one we call Satan, isn't the villain of the story after all? And what if the God you've worshipped isn't as honest as you've been led to believe? In this narrative we've inherited, Satan is painted as the ultimate deceiver, the embodiment of evil, the one who led humanity astray. Yet, when you dig into the Bible, there are moments where the lines blur. Let's talk about the Garden of Eden, the genesis of humanity's so-called fall. The story goes that God warned Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, or they would surely die. Enter the serpent, often equated with Satan, who told Eve something different: you will not surely die. Your eyes will be open.
Mind you that the serpent was a bunch of people. It wasn't a snake. So he's definitely going off. He's accusing Yahweh of being a liar and a deceiver when the Lord spoke the truth and told the truth. But at the same time, like I said, the genius of him is having the Bible sealed to people that don't understand. So he created the Christian doctrine, and then he has the truth. So people that don't believe in all that, they will go to the Christian doctrine, and they ain't taught well. They will go to Christian doctrine, would actually blind them even more. And you're actually supposed to study. You're supposed to study, and when you find the truth that you're looking for, which is the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, New Covenant prophets, or you happen to bump into Great Millstone and some of these other ICYC or Sakari, preaching a word, you get the truth out of it. Now you're supposed to leave those diverse groups alone. I only deal with the New Covenant prophets right now. They the best ones. They're going to tell you everything that they need to know. They're not rolling in giant packs. They're not in it for the money. They're doing everything in their power to get us to go back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for all these things break loose. We're seeing a lot of these things happening. We living in the precipice of dangerous times, dark times ahead, no good happening. The only way you're going to be able to survive this is that you have the truth. So that's their job, is to get our people to go back, acknowledge a new covenant, be with the Lord, have the blood of Yahweh Shai covered over us to protect us in these times. So, we know the truth. We seen it. We got our training. We have to come even more out of, certain things, like these groups, these Israelite groups that, are tyrannically ran. Some of them are based off lies. Some of them are just, they have bad attitudes, just mean, plain mean, evil. Some of them already think they're the chosen one. Some of them consider themselves as the prophets that are a part of the 12 or whatever. Like, you got to come up out of that, and the last stop is the New Covenant prophets. They don't preach with everybody. You might find one or two of them, sometimes just one, out in the streets as it was supposed to be. So, like I said, the laborers are few, but the harvest is great. So, with that being said, it's a process of you coming into the truth and of coming out the lies and avoiding different snares and different knowledges that can derail you from getting to this point of the knowledge. So whatever this guy's talking about, like they say, chew the meat, spit out the bones, and keep pushing, because right here he's not guided very well, and if he has heard about the Israelites, he probably rejected it, And like how it said, I will pour my spirit upon all flesh. So it's not just the Israelites, it's everybody that's getting the message. Everybody, you know.
You will be like God, knowing good and evil. She ate the fruit. Adam ate the fruit. Their eyes were opened. And guess what? They didn't drop dead. Stop right there. This is where things get interesting.
And mind you, that it wasn't an apple. It's something that she saw. Okay, it's something like she saw. It's information. So like the back of the iPhone, they logo is a bitten apple, forbidden knowledge. That's what it's representing. It's knowledge and different kinds of knowledge that you're not supposed to know, um, like um, like for Eve being who she is, she overpowered and persuaded Adam into eating the apple. After she seen what she saw, she made him see it, made him go through it, made him endure it. They dealt with, they indulged in it, they liked it, turned him into something. No, turned him on to something he wasn't supposed to be exposed to. And she learned how to be more dominant, more rebellious, more wicked, wickedness, death. She learned about a lot of things. That's one of the stories about how death got let into the world, is through the woman. The like I said, the apple is information. It's not a real apple that she bit and she just no, don't work like that. It's just, like I said, you gotta have that understanding, and whoever made this don't really understand.
Loss by Hims. GLP-1 injections for as little as $1.99 per month.
Winter, winter, breakfast for dinner. At Farmer Boys, get fluffy, fresh, hot off the griddle, all you...
Stop right there. This is where things get interesting. Who lied? Who told the truth? God said they'd die. The serpent said they wouldn't. And the serpent was right. Adam and Eve didn't die on the spot. Instead, they gained knowledge, awareness.
And what he meant by dying is that they wouldn't, be immortal per se. That's, what I got out of it the most. They wouldn't be immortal. So they cast off their immortal shell and became mortal. And like I said, death was let through the world through the woman. So that's what he's talking about. So another L for him right there. Yahweh never lied. Yahweh never lied. So the snake told the truth, but at the same time, he managed to deceive her into eating the apple or whatever. I mean, not eating the apple, seeing what she's seen and indulging in what she indulged in.
They saw the world differently. And for this, humanity was cursed. Ask yourself, does that sound like the punishment of a benevolent being? Or the wrath of someone who feared humanity becoming too much like them? Let's go deeper. In the book of Job, Satan doesn't sneak around whispering lies. He walks right up to God and starts negotiating. He's given permission, yes, permission, to test Job's faith through unimaginable suffering. This isn't the devil of horror movies, plotting chaos for chaos' sake. This is an agent of God, fulfilling a divine purpose. If Satan is inherently evil, why does God collaborate with him? It's not a rhetorical question, it's a challenge to think critically about what you've been taught. Now, consider the banned books of the Bible, like the Book of Enoch. These texts offer a vastly different perspective on the spiritual realm. They portray a world where divine beings rebel against a tyrannical order, not out of malice, but in pursuit of freedom or justice. Why were these books excluded from the canon? Could it be that they told a story that didn't fit the narrative of control?
Mind you, the Book of Enoch was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. The thought of it being rebellious angels and giants on the earth, and them having sex with women and falling from grace, and then Lucifer got into it with Michael, and he wanted to strike and hurt God, or all of that shit is not canon. It's not canon. It can't be canon, because the only fallen angels that fell from grace is Israel. So them the only ones that fell from grace. They are the what the Bible calls lower gods. And like the Most High say, are ye not gods? you know. And let me get that. Hold on. John 7:07. John 10:34. No, this is Revelation. Not too far. There we go. That's interesting. It says John 10, verse 34, but I'm trying to find it, and there isn't a 10th chapter. That's weird. No, this Bible kind of weird. Well, I can just read from right here. It says, John 10:34, it says, "Is it not written in your law? I said, ye are gods." I have Psalms 82 verse 6. It says, "I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High." So that right there destroys the book of Enoch. And it says, "For the angels that didn't abound in their place were reserved into everlasting chains of darkness, awaiting a great and terrible day." So when it's talking about that, it's talking about the skin, the body, the black skin, and them chains is talking about slavery, you know, and waiting for the great and terrible day for them to be liberated and to be free. And that is the children of Israel today. You know, the Negroes, the Mexicans, and the Indians, they are the children of Israel scattered across the world, and but mainly in America. So right here, this book of Enoch is banned out of the Bible because it does not make sense. It doesn't click with the Bible at all, not even with the book of Revelation. You know, so that's where a lot of people are getting it confused from, because they would connect the book of Revelation to the book of Enoch. And like they said, for Enoch was not, for Yahweh took him. That was the end of the story of Enoch right there, through his genealogy, his generations or whatnot. But that was the end of his story right there. Somebody probably tried to extend it and write on that idea. Sorry. Right on that idea of the falling of the flood and the giants, and they don't really understand the children of Israel were the angels that chose the women, and they didn't necessarily have giants, but the Israelites in ancient times were actually pretty tall and big in stature, you know, not gigantic Attack on Titan giants and colossal creatures, you know, that's the size of Mount St. Helen and the size of Everest and Yellowstone. No. Oh my goodness. No, it doesn't go like that. So this right here is good story, cool story, but not canon.
Aliens that organized religion thrives on. It's easy to dismiss these ideas as heretical or blasphemous. But history is written by the victors. The institutions that decided what texts were holy and what stories would be buried had their own agendas, power, control, and dominance. The question isn't whether Satan is evil. The question is whether you're willing to question everything you've been told about him, about God, and about the nature of truth. If you think you know who Satan is, think again. Forget the horns, the tail, and the pitchfork. The Satan of ancient scripture is a far cry from the caricature painted by centuries of religious doctrine and Hollywood tropes. The Hebrew Bible, the foundation of Judeo-Christian theology, describes Satan not as a rogue agent but as part of the divine court, a tester, an accuser, a necessary counterbalance in the cosmic order. Take the original Hebrew word for Satan, Ha-Satan. It doesn't mean prince of darkness or evil incarnate. It translates to the accuser or the adversary.
So if he knew the accuser and the adversary, then that part is actually pointing to a man, you know. So that part right there is what he doesn't understand, is that the Bible, yet again, is a duality book. It's a double-edged sword. So he telling the truth, but he actually hurting himself with the truth, so to speak. You're stabbing yourself. So the Bible is referring to a man, you know, and you know we all call him Esau, and that's who he is. And then you have the angel, Satan. That Esau is his offspring, is his spirit on the earth. It's not him. He just doing his job as an angel. He just an angel of Yahweh on the left hand side, doing all of the dirty work, doing all of the evil, doing all of the chaos in the world, the despair part. That's his job. It's a job. It's not something that that he's doing of his own free will, you know. Because if he was, then it would be constantly wars in heaven, you know. He would be destroying the earth right now as we speak, you know. Everybody would be dead, you know. Like the Most High said, he can send one angel to destroy the entire earth. And that is true. That's how powerful they are. But Satan, on the other hand, he got a job to do, you know, and he is on the left hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and he will never cross him. He will never double cross him. Satan has all the power that he wants and then some. So why would he leave the side of the Creator to fall from grace and to rebel against him? And if he does that, he has no power, and he has no authority, no nothing. He loses all of that. But at the same time, angels are different from men, because men are made up of different emotions and thoughts and powers of the flesh. But for him, he in the power of the spirit. So he's in perfect order and perfect obedience, and nothing that we can say or do can persuade him. If Yahweh wanted us dead, he'll send he'll tell Satan to send an angel, to send a demon or something to come give us an illness or kill us in some sort of fashion. But he'll never double cross the Lord. That will never ever happen, you know. But he gonna get to it a little further. He do got a little couple of points that I do agree on, you know. But at the same time, this right here, he messed up. The accuser, you know, like it says, the accuser of our brethren that accused us before Yahweh day and night is a man. Okay, it's a man.
Think of a prosecutor in a courtroom, someone whose role is to challenge, to question, to push boundaries. This is how Satan is portrayed in the book of Job, not as a rebel out to destroy humanity, but as a divine agent doing his job.
You seem pretty relaxed for a couple about to host.
We're all set. New home theater for all the kids.
Super helpful smart fridge. Best Buy say.
Destroy humanity, but as a divine agent doing his job. God permits Satan to test Job, even suggesting him as a subject. This wasn't a covert operation or a betrayal. It was sanctioned, deliberate, and collaborative. The Bible's depiction of Satan changes over time. In earlier texts, Satan isn't an independent force of evil. Is part of the heavenly council, a member of God's team. Fast forward to later books, and Satan starts to morph into a more sinister figure.
And it's sad because actually, in actuality, when you really think about it, this is the ideology of what men think, and this is what they perceive him, when actually he is more terrifying and terrifying and glorious at the same time to behold. But like I said, to encounter an angel is very scary experience in some cases. Like right now, they got a lot of what they call a UFO or UFO activity, and they starting to become the norm. Back in the days, you'll see a UFO dime a dozen, and you'll rarely encounter them, probably driving home in the middle of nowhere, or stumbled upon them in the middle of the night outside of the house when there's no moon, or happen to see one fly across the sky or whatever, and you talking about it's a shooting star. They're starting to become norm, like cars, seeing them fly by and being like, oh, that's just an alien or whatever. It's the norm. It's no longer a mystery. It's no longer something that rarely happens or you rarely encounter, and it's just normal. They no different than cars flying in the sky now. Like how you see cars on the daily, you see the angels now on the daily. Like the Most High said, the one realm against another. So let me get that if I can get it. This is Second Esdras 13, chapter 13, verse 31, KJV, King James Version. And I like how they added that because Esdras, the Apocrypha, is a part of the Bible. It's considered canon. So it says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So now the realm of the spiritual realm is coming together with the physical realm. So now they're starting to see things that only reside in their dreams, and starting to strange things are starting to happen that they only thought was science fiction or sci-fi, or stories, legends. They starting to endure it in real time. What is going on with my throat today? Weird. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's a lot more terrifying than you think and beautiful at the same time. But it's sad that they would portray him to be like this, and he's actually not. He don't look like that. He looked way more terrifying than that, in a terrifying, majestic way. But as far as I'm concerned, he don't look all grimy, black, and or blue, how they portrayed him throughout the millennias, or some hunchback demon. They make him look real bad. They make Satan look real fucked up. Or Lucifer, Morning Star. It's not even a bad. It's not even a bad name. Doesn't represent anything evil. Or a light bearer. And they give him, instead of him looking like his normal self as a Negro colored angel, they gave him goat horns. They gave him the head of a goat. They gave him titties like a woman. His legs are the legs of a goat. He got these the arms, and then he controlling witchcraft, and then he got the wings on the back, or the Golic symbols around his head and shit, or what they would call it, the Lesser Key of Solomon, the Ars Gosha, make him look real bad. They make him look real bad. So they even demote him. They call him a demon, and he's actually an angel. So yeah.
Why the shift? This evolution coincides with the influence of Zoroastrianism during the Jewish exile in Babylon. Zoroastrianism introduced the concept of a cosmic struggle between good and evil, and this dualistic thinking became.
I love how they put this picture up because that is Esau versus Yahweh. So all I have to do is make him black, make the angels black, and that's it, And but they don't want to do that because they don't want to give Yahweh Shem Yahushua his glory, his power. So we all know during the Renaissance and times before that, they changed the way he looks. They changed his appearance. So yeah.
And to seep into Jewish theology. The New Testament takes this transformation even further. By the time you get to books like Revelation, Satan has become a full-blown antagonist, waging war against God. But here's the kicker: this wasn't how he was originally portrayed. This wasn't how the ancient Hebrews understood him. This was a reinterpretation, a reframing, influenced by external cultures and evolving religious narratives. Let's talk about the Garden of Eden again, but with a sharper focus. When the serpent, often equated with Satan, entices Eve to eat the forbidden fruit, he's not lying. He's offering knowledge, the kind that opens eyes and shatters ignorance. God, on the other hand, punishes humanity for seeking this enlightenment. Pause and think about that dynamic. One offers truth, the other enforces punishment for pursuing it. It's not the dynamic of a simple hero and villain. It's complex, layered, and riddled with contradictions. The serpent's role here aligns with the Ha-Satan of Job, a challenger, a disruptor of the status quo. But why would such a role be necessary in a divine framework? Because without challenge, there's no growth. Without questions, there are no answers. This is the essence of Satan's role in these early texts. He isn't evil, he's essential. And what about the early Christians who began to craft a narrative of eternal damnation and salvation? By casting Satan as the ultimate enemy, they created a clear antagonist, an other to rally against. It's the perfect tool for control. Fear Satan, follow God, obey the church. This binary thinking has dominated for centuries, but it wasn't always this way. The Bible's own texts reveal a far more nuanced story. Satan, in his earliest forms, wasn't about chaos or destruction. He was about questioning authority, exposing hypocrisy, and forcing accountability. These aren't traits of a villain, they are traits of a revolutionary. If that unsettles you, good. It should. This isn't about comfort.
And he wasn't a revolutionary. But we're going to get to a part two because I know that my Bo Beeson will collapse. So we're going to get to another one.